The stars burned cold and distant in the void, their light barely piercing the thick atmosphere of the trading outpost on Zorath, 7. The air was thick with the scent of alien spices, the hum of hovercraft, and the chatter of 100 species. Amid the chaos, a lone figure moved with purpose. Her name was Kaela, a human woman in her late 30s, her face weathered by years of interstellar travel. She wore a patched-up flight suit, her dark hair tied back in a loose braid. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the crowd. She wasn't here for trade or pleasure. She was here for answers. Years ago, Kaela had been a pilot for the United Earth Coalition, ferrying supplies to colonies on the edge of known space. It was during one of those missions that she had encountered her, a small, frightened alien girl named Lirra. The girl had been abandoned on a derelict ship, her species unknown, her language incomprehensible. Kaela had taken her in, cared for her, and eventually found her a safe haven with a diplomatic envoy. But the memory of that girl had never left her. Lirra's wide, luminous eyes and soft melodic voice had haunted Kaela's dreams ever since. Now, rumors had reached Kaela of a mysterious alien diplomat visiting Zorath, 7, a diplomat who matched Lirra's description. Kaela had dropped everything to come here, driven by a mix of curiosity and guilt. She had always wondered if she'd done enough for the girl, if she'd made the right choice in letting her go. The crowd parted as Kaela approached the central plaza, where a grand stage had been erected. A hush fell over the crowd as a figure stepped into the light. Kaela's breath caught in her throat. It was Lirra. But she was no longer the scared, fragile child Kaela remembered. Lirra stood tall and regal, her slender form draped in shimmering robes that seemed to shift colors with every movement. Her skin, a soft lavender hue, glowed faintly under the outpost's artificial lights. Her eyes, still large and luminous, now held a depth of wisdom and authority. She was speaking to the crowd, her voice melodic and commanding, though Kaela couldn't understand the language. Kaela's heart pounded as she pushed her way to the front of the crowd. She had to see her, had to know if Lirra remembered her. As she reached the edge of the stage, Lirra's gaze swept over the crowd and stopped on Kaela. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Lirra's eyes widened, and her voice faltered. Then, without a word, she stepped down from the stage and approached Kaela. The crowd murmured in confusion, but Lirra paid them no mind. She stopped just inches away, her eyes searching Kaela's face. "Kaela," she said softly, her voice trembling with emotion. "You came back." Kaela's throat tightened. "Lirra, I never forgot you." Lirra reached out and took Kaela's hand, her touch warm and familiar. "Come with me," she said. "We have much to talk about." Lirra led Kaela to a private chamber within the outpost's diplomatic quarters. The room was elegantly furnished, with soft lighting and walls that seemed to pulse gently with a life of their own. Lirra gestured for Kaela to sit, then took a seat across from her. "I never thought I'd see you again," Lirra said, her voice filled with wonder. "After you left me with the envoy, I was taken to my people. They had been searching for me for years. I was the last surviving member of my family, the last heir to the throne of my world." Kaela's eyes widened. "You're royalty." Lirra nodded. "Yes, but I never forgot what you did for me. You saved my life, Kaela. You gave me a chance to return to my people, to fulfill my destiny. I owe you everything." Kaela shook her head. "I just did what anyone would have done." "No," Lirra said firmly. "Not anyone. You were kind when others would have turned away. You showed me compassion when I had nothing to offer in return. That is rare, Kaela. And it is why I have spent years searching for you." Kaela blinked in surprise. "You were looking for me?" Of course, Lirra said, smiling. I wanted to thank you to show you what your kindness meant to me. And now that I've found you, I want to offer you something in return. Kaela frowned. You don't owe me anything, Lirra. Perhaps not, Lirra said. But I want to give you this anyway. She reached into a fold of her robes and pulled out a small, intricately carved pendant. It glowed faintly, pulsing in time with the walls of the room. This is a token of my gratitude. It will grant you safe passage anywhere in the galaxy, and it will ensure that you are always welcome among my people. Kaela took the pendant, her fingers trembling slightly. Lirra, I don't know what to say. Say you'll accept it, Lirra said, her eyes shining. And say you'll stay with me for a while. There's so much I want to show you, so much I want to share. Kaela hesitated. She had always been a wanderer, never staying in one place for long. But looking into Lirra's eyes, she felt a pull she couldn't ignore. All right, she said softly. I'll stay. Over the next few weeks, Kaela and Lirra spent nearly every moment together. Lirra showed Kaela the wonders of her world, from the towering crystal spires of her capital city to the lush, bioluminescent forests that stretched across the planet's surface. She introduced Kaela to her people, who welcomed her with open arms, grateful for the human who had saved their queen. But as the days passed, Kaela began to notice something troubling. Lirra's health seemed to be deteriorating. Her once vibrant glow had dimmed, and she often seemed tired and weak. When Kaela asked her about it, Lirra brushed it off, saying it was just the stress of her duties. But Kaela wasn't convinced. One night, as they stood together on a balcony overlooking the city, Kaela turned to Lirra. Tell me the truth, she said. What's wrong? Lirra sighed, her shoulders slumping. I didn't want to worry you, she said. But my people are not like yours, Kaela. Our lifespans are much shorter. I am already nearing the end of mine. Kaela's heart sank. No. Lirra, there must be something we can do. Lirra shook her head. It is the way of my people. But I am not afraid. I have lived a full life thanks to you. And I am grateful for every moment we've had together. Tears welled up in Kaela's eyes. I can't lose you again. Lirra reached out and took Kaela's hand. You won't, she said softly. I will always be with you in your heart and in your memories. And one day we will meet again among the stars. Lirra passed peacefully a few days later, surrounded by her people and the human who had saved her so many years ago. Kaela stayed for the funeral, her heart heavy with grief. But as she stood beneath the crystal spires, watching as Lirra's body was returned to the stars, she felt a sense of peace. Lirra had lived a life of purpose and love, and she had left a legacy that would endure for generations. As Kaela prepared to leave the planet, she clasped the pendant Lirra had given her tightly in her hand. She knew she would carry Lirra's memory with her always, a reminder of the power of kindness and the bonds that could form between even the most unlikely of beings. And as she boarded her ship and set a course for the stars, Kaela smiled. Somewhere out there, among the infinite expanse of the universe, she knew Lirra was waiting,